They're my babies.
They think you have food for them.
Hi, my name is Jade Young. I'm 23 years old. I'm a student currently studying communications. I'm an artist and musician. I love extreme sports. I'm a coffee addict. I'm obsessed with movies. You would probably catch me on a Friday night relaxing with a movie and an XXL bowl of cereal. I love good grammar. I tell terrible jokes, but appreciate good ones. I'm all about friends and family and just living simple. Did I say I'm a coffee addict? I'll say it again. I am a daredevil. My famous last words are predicted to be, "Mom, I'll be fine." I just like to live on the edge, and I'm constantly a mess and constantly clumsy. I'm also a Christian and have been my whole life, and that's a major part of me. I've known my family my entire life. I'm a big I'm a big family girl. They're everything to me and make me who I am. I'm the baby of the family, so that's always fun. I'm pretty sure they think I'm crazy, but they love me. And my sister's married, but lives close, and we try and get together on the weekends. And I'm really close with my parents. I still live with them. They're amazing. We all have a lot in common. My sister's just like my mom. I'm just like my dad. I have a brother-in-law, and he's amazing. I feel like he's just my brother because I've known him half my life. We're kind of a loud family. We for growing up with only one sister, we live large. Like we have a small house, big life kind of situation, and we're all really hard workers. My parents raised us to be hard workers. As far as CrossFit, I'm a CrossFitter. I train with CrossFit Kerosene in Newbury Park, and I have for the past year. I began CrossFitting in a friend's garage and have just bounced around from different friends' garage boxes. Kerosene adopted me, and then I also get extra help from Lindsay Valenzuela and James Townsend. And they've been really influential in my conditioning and gymnastics the past couple of months. Andrea Cochran, aka Junior, our head coach and owner, really started to get to know me quick as an athlete. And the past year working with her has been so incredible, such a blast. She's just given so much of herself and has just memorized me as an athlete, and I'm not the only one. I mean, she does that for everybody and has just given so much of herself. So she's just a blast and has really, really been a huge part of me becoming an athlete. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. Everywhere. was 8 years old, my dad decided that my sister and I would each try an instrument for a year because he just wanted to give us opportunity. But he said, you have to try an instrument for a year and you can pick the instrument. She chose piano, I chose drums. And I ended up liking it from the get-go. And I would sit in my garage and play along with the Beach Boys up until, I don't know, just for a really long time. And then piano, because my sister outgrew it, became an artist, and it just sat around in our house. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I heard a song that I wanted to play called Colors by Amos Lee. And so I walked over to my piano and learned it and decided I could play the piano. Madison, I hate it.
You don't take it with you or put it in your bag ever?
I can get through attacks without it. It's not even an, wait, where's an ounce? That's 8 ounces?
No.
Okay, 1/3 cup. Got that. And then the cheese I don't eat, the grapes I don't really, I was like a calorie. I lived in Thailand from 2012 to 2013, February to February. I was with a nonprofit missionary organization called Life International, and that organization still exists today to prevent, rescue, and heal victims of mostly child trafficking. They started out with a drop-in women's shelter, emergency shelter, and also had a children's home, just one big 2-story house with about 54 kids when I got there. So that's what the organization looked like 2012 when I came around and visited. So 2011 I went out for 2 weeks with a really core group of friends, and a friend just asked me if I wanted to go to Thailand. And I sat at my kitchen table and I prayed about it, and then a week later I was calling her saying, yeah, I'll go. The first place we rolled into was a children's home, and when we got there, there were about, roughly 40-50 kids all in one little living room area sitting around playing worship songs. We were instantly greeted. We had learned about some of their stories on the way, and we knew that, a lot of them had all been through something, whether it be abuse, sexual exploitation, being vulnerable to that because they were living in the local dumps, they were poor, just really a really destitute area that all these kids came from. So that first night I was hooked, and that was before I ever decided that I was going to move out there. I just knew that I was going to be out there for 2 weeks, and so that 2 weeks that I was out there volunteering with my friends, it was a blur because it happened so fast, and so many amazing things happened during that time. And I remember standing out in the middle of the 24 acres. We were like dead center on the property, and I looked out And it was one of those monumental moments where I could, it was like as if I could hear a voice saying like, this is gonna be your home. And it freaked me out, I didn't know what that meant, but I kept that with me and I carried it with me the rest of the week. And then so leaving was just really hard because I knew I wasn't supposed to leave. I think I went to classes for about 2 weeks, and then the founder of the organization came stateside to raise money, and I heard that she was going to be in Simi Valley giving a presentation. She approached me and said, "What are you doing with your life?" And I basically said, "I don't know." And she said, "I think I have some volunteer opportunities for you stateside if you're interested." And so the next day I got a call and she said, "Jade, I need your help." And that day I quit all my classes, told my boss that I was quitting, and I was gonna work for free for this organization that I knew. So I was there for a year and I was basically a missionary intern. My jobs there were to teach art and music to the kids in our children's home. I also worked, we had an office in the center of town, and I helped file medical files. I would help with special projects, a little bit of media. I wrote for their blog, personal assistant needs for the CEO and field operations coordinator. Anything from driving around town on my motorcycle to pick up office supplies to flying into Bangkok or Chiang Mai to, assist them when they had to go to meetings and go to the embassy, anything dealing with just politics of the organization. I just had to be there. I would go on grocery runs, I was their gopher, I was just the do-it-all girl, because they would put me in these crazy situations, like going on a bus to Bangkok in the middle of the night and getting there at 4 in the morning and getting dropped off in the ghetto with 8 people's passports in my backpack and some cash and a knife with a mission to get everybody a visa for Burma in a matter of 24 hours. Living Life ASRX is living to the best of your ability. Do what you can with the opportunity that you've been given. Think of it as living big, and living big for me is taking advantage of the small moments and not overlooking anything or anyone, because you have no idea how long it's gonna last. My favorite quote is by Ravi Zacharias, and he said, "The godly man is the one that knows that for the grace of God, we would have never made it." And I think regardless of your beliefs, we all know that it takes people to make us what we are. We don't build ourselves, other people do. And it's what we do with the opportunity, like I said, that's been given, and it's how we treat others around us, and the type of people that we let in our lives that make us who we are. Submitting to the bigger plan, knowing that this world, we're supposed to contribute to it. This life is not just meant for me to get whatever I can out of it, but also to give, experience human interaction as a graceful and genuine transaction. What I get from you, I hope I can give more. I think just living with thankfulness and doing everything to the best of your ability, taking chances. Said a lot, but you can take what you will.